Hi, friends, and welcome to Screen Vomit, the only movie podcast for normal people. I'm, of course, your host, Kayla, and here with me today, I have two freaking guests. They are comedians, actors, and hosts of the incredible podcast Truth Hounds. That would be Anna Seregina and Kyle Mizono.
Hello, thank you.
Okay, hello,
Welcome
thank you.
to the pod.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Beautiful intro.
Beautiful intro. I love.
Well, thank you.
You just are so professional, and I love that we have our cameras off. So I know that as soon as that happened, we felt so free.
So free.
In our bodies.
I mean, Kyle's standing on a table right now.
I'm actually standing on top of my head, or I'm on my head, on top of a table,
and it's the top of your head as well. I think it's okay to say.
Yeah,
I don't think that reveals too much.
I know.
I love that. Also impressive with the state y'all are in.
Oh my God. She's just amazing strength.
Yeah, I'm very strong.
She's the strongest person I've ever met.
We famously talked about before recording that the gals have just come off of being fatigued, being expertly fatigued.
That's true.
Yes.
We hired someone to fatigue us.
As part of an investigation.
Absolutely. Correct? We will stop at no lengths. And one of those lengths is getting fatigued.
Dedicating your body to the craft. And I love that.
We did do wall sits. You were really good.
Wall sits and planks.
You were really good.
And that's hard.
Oh, it's so hard. I feel like I used to be in top athletic shape, and then I got nothing. And then I
And y'all are doing this, you're doing all this physical exercise for a podcast. So, like, the people aren't even going to see this. They're just getting the audio here.
They're not going to see it, but I feel like
They'll feel the vibe.
Yeah, you'll know that it's real by the sounds of the squeals in the screen.
The squeals?
Sorry, that sounds really horrific. But that's all I could think about.
It's true. I feel like I definitely squealed.
Snorted.
I definitely snorted. I really gasped in a way.
It is kind of funny to imagine that if you didn't actually do the physical part of it, but you were trying to emulate what the noises would be if you were doing that. Just picturing you standing in a room doing these squeals and grunts, that's also kind of pretty hilarious.
There's just no way we're both, very obviously talented actors, but not that talented, I don't think.
I also think I think that you hit on a great point, is that sort of what the magic of the podcast is there's so many opportunities for us to fake what we're doing, but we're actually doing it.
Yeah, and yet we go, well, I'd rather not.
We go, actually, we should go to the beach, physically be there.
Let's just physically go to the beach.
Not make sounds, not do fake beach sounds. We're gonna put in the work. We'll go to the beach.
Our producers have told us many a time, you could just do this in post, and famously we go, I would rather not do it in post. I would do it in the during.
You refuse to sacrifice your creative vision.
Absolutely
not. I respect that.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Absolutely
right.
yes.
I said not, but that's because I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
So
not means yes.
Not means yes. Yes, of course.
Hell yeah. So yeah, not only do y'all have cool podcasts, but you're also both actors in some of my fave shorts.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty sick. Anna, I feel like I always say if I'm going to watch a short film, there's about a 30% chance you'll just be in it randomly.
Oh, damn. Okay. That's what's up. That's cool to hear, fatigued or not, That's nice.
It's kind of wild. But
it is really nice when you get a Screen Vomit shout out. I think that's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what is y'all's movie watching habits for when you're watching? Do you watch a lot of movies? Do you have a type? Are y'all Shorts Kings watching too?
I'm definitely not a Shorts King.
I'm not a Shorts King. But this is a fantastic question to ask both of us because we really differ.
We really differ.
Okay.
And what we like.
And I think there's a rich value to what each of us brings to the table.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So I like...
I think just say it.
Action movies. I like sci-fi movies. I like horror movies. Mm-hmm. I like movies that, they're just a lot of shooting, a lot of like...
a little something going on, like hell yeah movies.
Yeah, a lot of like...
movies that make you say hell yeah.
Yeah, movies where the guy's just like shoots and then he goes... yeah, motherfucker, you know, like, I like those kinds of things. Like, I love John Wick. I love the John Wick movies, and I saw the last John Wick movie notoriously 10 times in movie theaters. It was so good.
She really
it is really good, though.
And
even in 4D.
And in 4D, where the chairs move and give you kind of like a boom boom when you get shot, which is so intense.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for that to come out in The Matrix. So yeah, that's my style. And then go ahead, Anna, what's your style?
My style is, it should feel like a punishment. It should be 4 hours long. It should be black and white. It should be preferably Eastern European. Has anybody even blinked in about an hour? One time I saw the Turin Horse in a movie theater, and I fell asleep for, I think, 30 minutes of it, but nothing had happened in the 30 minutes where I slept. So I go, that's the perfect movie for me, because
you could go to sleep at any minute and you'll still get it.
Exactly.
You don't miss anything.
You come right back, and they're still having a pretty difficult time.
And at the end of the movie, you go, bravo.
Yeah, you go, bellissimo. It was gorgeous. The cinematography was gorgeous, and you talk about how the cinematographer really just felt like a character as well.
Yeah. So, great information on your movie watching habits, because I almost feel like you kind of combined them for the movie that you picked today.
Exactly.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
You're totally spot on. That I think this is where we cross over.
This really is, I agree, totally.
So, y'all picked the film that just came out, presently in theaters at the moment, the M Night Shyamalan movie, Old. What drew y'all to pick this movie specifically? And also, to add on to that, what are y'all's feelings about M. Night in general?
Okay, I'll take what drew us, and then you take M. Night.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, what drew us is the title. It's called Old. I go, Kyle, we gotta see
That was
this.
it.
It's called Old. And then mainly, I guess really that's for me where it starts and ends. I did like a pull quote from the trailer, which of course is, she was only 6 years old this morning. To me that seems like the perfect movie. Let's go. So that's really
Incredible.
it for me. And then Kyle?
And then for me, or just M. Night Shyamalan, I mean, I love his movies. I think even the ones that weren't maybe successes, it's just so much fun, and it's just really right up my alley, that kind of movie. I love a thriller. I love a twist. So, I mean, his movies, it was just exciting going into this one, because we're like, what's the big twist?
We had theories,
Well, there's always a twist. going into an M. Night now.
But
you know what? Thing and it's a twist.
There's always a twist, but you know what he didn't owe us is a turn. And there was also a turn. So I go, he's so giving. He's so giving, this guy.
He gives us a twist and turns.
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of gets shafted a little bit, like, into a corny filmmaker. Like, he gets a rep for being, like, I don't know, not cool or something.
Yeah.
But he's maybe having, like, a resurgence a little bit.
He is so cool. And have you seen his family? They're gorgeous.
I was actually going to say you should talk about how gorgeous his family is.
You got to look up the photos of his family at the premiere of Old.
Have you seen his children?
Yeah. They're literally gorgeous.
gorgeous.
They're gorgeous. I mean, you're not going to get an argument from me.
It's a gorgeous family.
That rocks. I haven't seen his children, but...
Trust us. They're gorgeous. I don't care who you are, okay? I look at that, I go, that's a beautiful family. Why does he even want to step away to make movies?
I know.
I would just be at home with my family the whole time.
Yeah, so let's get into this. So I'm going to run through the cast really quickly, just who we know here. Gael Garcia Bernal, who plays, like, the main dad guy. He's in this movie, Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Yes.
Which I've never seen, but I know a lot of film heads are obsessed with. It's been on my list. Have you seen?
I have seen, yeah. I remember it. Yeah, I think I liked it. I think it was like, it felt like a very, like, you have to see this movie, Mm-hmm. And so I think I saw it when I was, like, I'm assuming, like, late high school, and so I don't know what my opinion of it.
So you're scared to give an opinion in case it's now wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to really get out of this question because I think I was at the time I was just like, did you know that David Lynch is fabulous? Like I don't think I knew movies. So I was like, oh, it's sexy.
You're saying you don't feel the same now that you did in high school?
That David Lynch is fabulous? No, I mean, that's obviously I do, but you're not going to get an argument out of me. But I think the movie, I was like, oh, they're in South America and they're on a motorcycle and he's really hot. So, you know, I mean, to me, that was probably what constituted a good movie. So I remember thinking it was a good movie, but I really haven't seen it, so I don't know, you know.
Okay.
It's not, I haven't cataloged it in my letterboxd, I'll say that.
Okay, that's fair. We also have Vicky Creeps. Do you say your name Creeps? Because that's kind of a sick last name.
I believe
If so.
I believe so.
Is Vicky Creeps the mom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like the main mom.
Yeah, she's the main mom.
Yeah. She's in Phantom Thread. And then we got Alex Wolff, who's having a moment in theaters right now because he's also in Pig, which is out.
Wow.
And he's from Hereditary. He's in the Jumanjis.
He's also from Josh and Drake, right? Or like
Is he?
some Disney show.
Could be. M. Night himself does a cameo as the van driver.
Yeah.
He sure
We got
does.
Ken Leung, who was in Lost. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's in Saw, Welcome to the Dollhouse, one of my faves. He's also in 3 episodes of High Maintenance, which I'm watching right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very versatile, yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, that I'm going to name, we have Eliza Scanlon, who we've done one of her movies on Pod before, Baby Teeth. She's also in the new Little Women movie.
Oh, she was in Baby Teeth.
Yeah, she's like the main girl from Baby Teeth.
Wow, okay.
She is the Baby Teeth.
She's the Baby Teeth. Wow, okay.
Who is she in Little Women?
I think she's the one that gets sick and dies.
Okay, maybe why I didn't remember.
All right.
her as much.
Goodbye.
Yeah, she's addicted to being sick and dying.
Yeah, exactly.
She's also famously kind of soft canceled for writing and directing a racist short film.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up with that? Spill the beans.
She wrote and directed this short film called Mukbang. It's basically a white woman doing like a bunch of Korean stuff.
Oh.
And then also this white woman like strangles a black man in the short, and it's very like
Baby Teeth did that. Wow. Okay.
it's not great. And she actually also won Best Director for it at the Sydney Film Festival.
Wow.
Oh my god.
She's since apologized, I guess, but also she did it. So like, what do you do? You know? Anyway.
Wow, I had no idea. When was that?
That was either 2019 or 2020. It was like not long ago.
So, do you think the cancellation was pre-production of old, or do you think M. Night goes, you know what? Give me your canceled, give me your poor. I'm M. Night. I got a gorgeous family.
She was definitely have been canceled before starting this, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Interesting.
sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it
a
is
diverse
interesting.
cast by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a canceled white. We have
A canceled white. I mean, that's how you can diversify.
She's
your cast
Australian
members.
too, so like, you know, does that count? I
Don't
know.
even get me started. Of course, yeah.
All right, and then for critic scores, we got 51 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is bad, I think, Rotten certified, and 68 from the Google users. So not great there either.
Wow.
We can watch the trailer and then get into it. This movie, first of all, it was filmed in the height of Pandy. And I feel like,
really?
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I feel like all the movies coming out now, like, you can't help but think about that, maybe. Like, when I'm looking at this movie and it's just like, okay, so they have a limited cast. They, like, keep it to whatever, 6 people on a beach, and the numbers go down and down. It's like, that's probably a pandemic thing.
Wow,
right?
that makes perfect sense because
We didn't know, actually.
it's crazy now in retrospect to have not picked up on that, but because I was like, is he psychotic? Like, what is he doing? But okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
This was also based on a graphic novel called Sandcastle, so it's not even entirely an M. Night idea. And it's his first movie that he's filmed entirely outside of Philly since 1992.
Really?
His very first movie. Yeah.
I didn't know that. He's just a Philly
He likes to film in
Philly head?
Oh, yeah, he's a big Philly head. Do y'all not know?
I did not know. I'm sorry.
I love
Yeah, he's like
Philadelphia.
from Philly. He's a big Philly head, and he like self-produces all of his movies in his hometown.
Wow. Okay. That's the real M. Night Shyamalan twist, I guess.
I'm
For me.
a turn.
I go,
even.
wow. Okay. Well, again, the turn. I mean, he didn't promise us a turn, but we got one.
Yeah, so that's why, I feel like he gets a lot of respect from, indie filmmakers because of that, because, he just kind of does what he wants, because he pays for all his own stuff, basically.
That
he pays
makes
for his whole production.
so much sense that,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. That makes so much sense, is what I'll say. Wow.
This movie also shot on 35 millimeter, which seems wild when you get into the camera work that goes on later.
Yeah, you kind of go, oh, why? You know what it does have the energy of, which is really funny because it's self-produced, finding out that it's self-produced, is Real Rob, the Rob Schneider series that he self-produced for Netflix. Not for Netflix, but self-produced that's on Netflix, where you're like, am I watching someone have a mental breakdown? And so this has kind of that spirit to me. And so that makes sense. Yeah. Wow. Great.
He did say that, part of his intention with this movie, or, where he was kind of coming from with it, was, to relate it to pandemic, where it's just, people trapped somewhere and there's some kind of thing making you sick that you can't escape.
Oh,
Impending doom.
he's a genius. I mean, wow.
I never thought about
I
that.
never thought about
Never
that.
came to my mind.
It never even crossed my mind once. I go.
I just thought it was like an island movie.
Yeah, I go, Love Island's big right now. All the other ones.
What is that other island movie when they're at an island and it's
50 First Dates?
Beach Bum?
Castaway?
No, I don't know.
Beach Bum. Yes, Castaway, Beach Bum.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I famously said 50 First Dates, but anyway, so I don't know.
Well, hey, aren't they on, Hawaii or something?
I'm pretty sure they're on Hawaii or something, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on. So, getting into this movie, this is a families on vacay movie, and we are with two couples and two whole families. And although there is a wild amount of racial and ethnic diversity between the family members, every person is decidedly straight.
Yes.
Incredibly hetero.
Incredibly straight. Radiating heteronormative.
Yeah. I just think it's incredible
Idealized.
that it seems like they went so far to make literally every member of this cast be from a different place.
Yes.
Or of a different color or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no two alike.
No.
But they are all very straight.
Yes. Undoubtedly. No one's even second guessing for a second. I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
So I just thought that's kind of funny.
I think, it's really funny.
The first family, the main family even, so we got two kids, mom and dad, on their way to go to vacation. The little boy, way too smart. We love a way too smart young boy
Yes, of course.
trope. And once they get to their hotel that story kind of revolves around, we get all the exposition about they're in the middle of a divorce, the mom has a tumor, etc. We get kind of their trauma that's going on.
Pretty much right away, you go, I don't have any questions about where this family's at. They really let me know.
Yeah. And I feel like the movie kind of stays that way.
Yes.
You never have
Absolutely.
time to have a question because they will just say out loud every single thing that's happening.
Oh, it's so funny because obviously we'll get to it, but there was one part where Kyle was like, oh, look, it feels like right now what he's doing is he's saying, just in case anyone has any doubts about any of the plot holes,
Yes.
I'm about to answer literally all of them. So listen up. And it was very funny. Yeah. But it was the parents talking in the hotel room where she's like, not only are we getting a divorce, but I also have this tumor. And then the children listening outside, heartbroken, but, having...
They're yelling, we're not going to tell the kids yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, please. It will protect them from my tumor and the divorce. And the kids are right outside being crying but crying in a gorgeous leather room. I mean, yeah, the hotel was very beautiful. By
Yeah,
the
it was
way.
beautiful. I was
Beautiful
I
hotel.
would definitely stay there.
For sure. I would love to stay there.
Yeah.
I don't know how they afford it. Oh, did they win a sweepstakes
I
or
think
something,
that's
actually?
that's a twist.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
They got it because they won a contest. Or
Yeah, she said oh, I don't know. I just simply went online and I just looked up hotel contests. And then this year,
I think so. Yeah, and she said they kept coming up and they kept coming up. So I finally were like, what the hey? Let's stay at this hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think, and this is maybe jumping ahead just a little bit, but I just thought of this, that in here in a minute, we're going to find out everybody that ends up on their little beach is sick, right? They have some kind of illness that's pretty bad. So do you think those people would be the one lady, for instance, who has seizures, I can't go 8 minutes without having a seizure my entire life. What I want to do actually is like fly on a vacation away from home and away from like all my doctors and everything like that, and go to like actually an isolated beach.
Yeah, where like my limited amount of medical assistance is certainly going to be rendered sparse. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine her doctor saying that was okay.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely not. Well, she's with a nurse, so,
Okay, that guy's so funny.
Yeah,
Jared. I mean, I'll always remember him.
I don't remember the other guy.
The woman who has seizures, her husband or whatever is named Jared.
No, Jared is he's a plastic surgeon.
What? Jared?
He says, I'm Jared, right?
No, it's the husband of the woman who has seizures,
Oh,
right?
really? Because remember I mean, sorry to put
No.
for the spoilers ahead.
Because the guy goes, I'm Jared. And he goes, I'm Jared. And then he keeps saying, like, I'm Jared. And you're like, okay, we get it. It's that guy, I think. Jared is the guy from Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, excuse me. I misunderstood. I was swept away, so that's fine. Okay.
I actually don't know any of the characters' names.
Well, I thought the plastic surgeon was Jared because he stabs the sand and he goes, I'm Jared.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that part.
He's definitely not Jared.
Okay, wow. So. I mean, this is really, maybe that's them.
I think I know why that might happen.
Okay.
But let me get us there for a second. So the second family that's here is like a rude hot mommy who's a little bit horny.
She's a little horny.
Like a caricature of like a hot woman, like looking at herself constantly and like way too much makeup and everything.
Mm-hmm. Pretty early on, we find out about her calcium, so.
She has a calcium deficiency. Also with her family is a child, a grandma, and a dog. And then her doctor husband, who I think is who you're saying, the plastic surgeon or whatever. Mm-hmm. One of his first shining moments is the seizure lady starts having a seizure here at the restaurant outside or whatever. And he runs over, does literally nothing.
Yes.
He's just like, oh, I'm a doctor, move out of the way. And then he's like, actually, just don't touch her. She's probably fine. She'll be fine in a little bit. Bye. But like he also gets her husband's name wrong in that moment.
Yes. And then it's great because, you know, really good doctors actually, once you get to a certain level of medical care, the real doctor would go, don't panic, it's all good. So that's
also,
really nice.
If he's a plastic surgeon kind of doctor, is he actually trained in the... Like, I don't think that's the type of, in a movie when you go, there's a doctor on the plane.
It's a plastic surgeon.
I don't think it's a plastic surgeon. I think it's actually someone who has...
It's like a guy who can administer Botox.
Yeah.
At the drop of a hat.
There's a doctor. Yeah, there's a doctor on the plane. Give her Botox,
please. Yeah, of course.
I feel like they probably have to go through some of the same medical training.
Right. Yeah.
And then you just take different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is like a thing in movies that famously whenever there's a doctor, they just like know how to do every single thing any type of doctor could do.
Of course.
Yeah.
So if anything, M. Night is kind of giving us a little treat by going, he is a doctor, but where movies diverge is they go, any doctor is good for any task, but not this guy.
I just love that he like walked up, did nothing, and then got a guy's name wrong and left while the woman was having a seizure.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that's really awesome.
And she instantly wakes up from her seizure cracking jokes, too, which also is famously not how seizures work either.
No, yeah, I don't think so. But, you know, she has them every 8 minutes, so she's probably got a little system down, you know.
I mean, I've had a couple friends with epilepsy, and after they have a seizure, they're kind of like in a zombie state for like a very long time.
Yeah, but it's different because, you know, again, every 8 minutes, so you kind of go, okay, you know, it's just part of the rat race.
Yeah, and she just like pops up and is like, well, I'm shaking again. Like whatever she said. I don't know actually what she said.
I don't actually know either. Yeah.
But she did pop up and do a joke.
She popped, yeah. She for sure popped and joked, yeah.
So these two families get offered to go to a special beach away from everyone else, quote unquote, but it is still with like 6 people going in the van and a dog. So it doesn't seem as secluded as they're kind of advertising it.
Yes, right.
But it's big like, hey kid, get in the van vibes.
Big
time. Just take them and drop them off in the middle of the woods.
Absolutely.
And are like, go that way. Bye.
Okay, you're on your own, yeah.
Once they're on the beach, we meet the coolest character.
Oh, yeah.
Mid-size sedan.
I mean, when they reveal mid-size sedan, I don't care who you are. You're standing up from your seat. You go standing ovation. M. Night Shyamalan, This is a Palme d'Or immediately. I mean, this is...
Well, what's crazy about Mid-Sized Sedan is that I know this person who also saw Old, and he goes, so
I thought you were going to say you also know a person named Mid-Sized Sedan.
I actually know
and
someone named
and his name is Mid-Sized Sedan.
Yeah, so, it's personal.
But that has nothing to do with the story.
It's just a fact, yeah.
But I was talking to this person, and they texted me, and they go, well, what'd you think? And I go, well, Mid-Sized Sedan.
I mean, come on.
And the person goes, oh, it was so good. I go, Mid-Sized Sedan?
They said it was good?
Yeah, and then I kind of got into this weird conversation. Like, yeah, they were like, this was amazing. They're like, the clunky dialogue is what you come to expect with an M. Night movie. And I go, Mid-Sized Sedan.
But Mid-Sized Sedan. Oh my God.
It's like, it really is like M. Night Shyamalan or whoever wrote it does not even...
It was him.
Uh-huh. Okay, wow.
Does not even know what a rapper's name would be.
No.
So he goes, Mid-Sized Sedan?
That is just, it is really amazing where I'm like, does M. Night know anyone? Does he know any people?
Does he have relationships with people outside of his family?
Yeah, has he ever talked
Imagine someone coming up to you and being like, oh yeah, I'm going like out to dinner with M. Night or whatever. My friend M. Night. Like, I can't even picture
Would never
it.
happen. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't believe you. I go, is this April Fool's? Let me check the calendar. Because absolutely not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where's Ashton is what I would say.
Where's
When I'm
Ashton?
being punked.
Absolutely. Not bathing his baby? I think that was the latest headline I've heard about Ashton.
Really?
Yeah, not to tell tales out of school. But TMZ
God.
has it that he and Mila don't bathe their kids.
What?
They don't bathe?
Yeah, that
Their
was the
kids.
headline. They don't bathe their kids. Anyway, no disrespect. No offense.
But yeah, that's also interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ashton's strange, and this is what happens when you let people be too rich for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Mid-sized Sedan in the movie is also not addressed whatsoever. There's no reaction from the other characters when the girl like runs up and goes, "That's my favorite rapper, Mid-sized Sedan." Everyone's just like, "Yeah, okay, Mid-sized Sedan. Moving on." It's just the most absurd thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign.
Yeah, I think that could have easily made more sense if maybe one of the other actors were like, wait, come again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would have helped a lot. If someone said, come again, and then goes, yeah, his name's Mid-sized Sedan. Well, I've never heard anyone name that. Or
even because
rapper
the
named
girl
that.
introduced, the daughter introduces him and is like, that's only the hottest rapper right now. Like, and he's just right there. And do I look okay? His name is Mid-sized Sedan. Like, you could, you could even have a parent be like, certainly I misheard my daughter.
I don't even want to go too far in the movie, but it's like, and then like when the girl's like walking off with Mid-sized Sedan and they've like connected, but it's like, they hardly like, that's the only interaction we've seen them have.
Yeah, is that she goes, are you Mid-sized Sedan? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, that's the weird part.
Well, she's a fan, and you know how men are with their fans, etc.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
They're young, hot female fans.
Yeah, you're right.
Mid-sized Sedan, not only, you know what? His initials, MS? And he has MS.
Okay, come on.
I didn't even think about that.
Come on, he's
I didn't
that
either
good.
until I just looked at it in my notes.
That's
And I was
wow.
like, mid-sized Sedan.
Mid-size sedan.
He's so good.
But maybe it's MSS.
Well, you would maybe do mid-dash size, so it would be...
Yeah.
Dash
So do you count that as like one word?
Oh, but also M
What?
Night Shyamalan, but the N night is silent. I don't know.
Oh my God. One thing about him is that his nose is bleeding like incredibly goopy CGI blood forever. That was so distracting.
100%.
It was so 3D. The first death that happens is related to him, or the first death that's found, I guess, is that when the kids are goofing around and swimming around, his girlfriend's body is floating, which you see in the trailer. So that was kind of already spoiled.
Yeah.
But the doctor husband is super racist, too.
That's how you know this cast is diverse. There's a racist guy.
Yeah.
There's a woman
At
who
least
studied
two racists in it.
psychology.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we mean when we say we want diverse casting.
We want
is
a
that we want an
racist guy.
equal amount of racists
Yes.
to non-racists.
Exactly. Thank you. Finally.
Someone had to say it.
Hollywood heard us. Yes.
And then the grandma just kind of keels over. The dog dies. Everybody's just dying suddenly for like no reason.
It was crossing a line for me as a dog owner to see a dog die.
Absolutely. You didn't have to.
He shouldn't have been on that island.
Yeah, why is he there?
I don't know. He should be in a doggy spa.
He should be staying with a friend or a trusted companion.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be there.
He should be like at someone's house being pet, not like on a beach. What, did he have to fly? That's so stressful.
I would
He's
have
just a little guy.
happily watched that dog.
Kyle would watch the dog. I mean, that's the thing.
Okay, at Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. At Hollywood fucking yesterday. Okay, Kyle will watch the dog.
And then after that is when the kids start aging, after the oldies die. And when the kids start aging is when the cinematography, I think, begins to really go off the rails.
Yeah.
This is when the camera starts to really move into the faces and then move out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like just be shooting like the corner of someone's hair.
Yeah.
For like a long time. It's almost like it's kind of trying to hide the kids, like to make it a reveal.
Yeah.
But like literally if you've seen the trailer, like the one thing we know about this movie is that the kids suddenly age, right?
Also, it's like we know Alex Wolff is in the movie because, as we said, there's a lot of buzz around him, so we're looking for Alex Wolff, and so we know Alex Wolff's going to come in there.
Yeah, I see that the profile of that ear, and I go, "That's Alex Wolff."
That's Alex Wolff.
There's no amount of words you could tell me to pretend that that's not Alex Wolff. So the big reveal is really lost on me.
Yeah, so there's like, what's the deal with trying to make, like, they really go a long time before ever showing the kids.
It lasts a really long time to the point where I'm like, please just anything else.
Can we just move this along?
Can we just please move this along? I know you're really excited for the reveal, but like you've gone past edging.
Into full blue balls.
Full blue balls, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Exactly.
Now I'm over. I'm not horny anymore.
I mean, exactly. Please leave me out of this. Your sick reindeer games.
Because I'm like, knowing that the kids age because everyone's seen the trailer, because they play it everywhere all the time.
Right.
Kind of ruins that part of the movie, but I wonder if there's a way you could even make a trailer for this movie where you didn't include that fact.
Right.
I think you could. I think maybe it's just, like, make a trailer where people are like, oh no.
Right.
Yeah. Just be like, they were on a beach. Oh no.
Until they weren't.
Until they weren't and something was going on. Oh no.
Yeah, a couple of oh no's. Okay, you show me Mid-Size Sedan's girlfriend's body, fine.
You show a few people
fine.
going in, trying to escape, and then doing, when they lose focus and
Yeah.
they, like, black out.
Yeah.
Do a few of those.
Yeah, a few of those are great.
Yeah.
That'll really spice things up. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope M. Night is taking notes, because these are incredible
I
notes.
really hope so.
One of the indicators that the boy is aging too, or like growing, is that he comes up to his mom and says, my bathing suit feels weird.
Oh, yeah,
I need to take it
that's
off.
weird.
I mean, that is just, the dialogue is so funny. I don't understand. I don't understand how he
but
can
then
get away.
also, so the dialogue is hilarious, but then also he never does take it off.
No.
The daughter famously changes.
Famously changes into the mom's extra spare bikini.
We all know when we're going to the beach, one thing we're throwing in that bag is a whole entire extra swimsuit.
Well,
right?
to me, as a woman, I'm coming into this experience going, I know what that's like. I've been on that beach. Look at my tote bag. There's 5 to 7 more bikinis just
Where that came from.
at any given time. I mean, it's just, you're constantly just hemorrhaging bikinis.
But also, are we to believe if he never changes swim trunks, not to skip ahead, but he was wearing the same swim trunks when he was around 40 years old?
And that's...
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine. I wonder if they could have done the whole, like, instead of my pants are getting tight kind of thing, if instead they were like, Mom, something's happening to my voice!
Wow, yes,
You know?
exactly.
Because I think when I think of, like, a young boy, I think of, like, a voice change. So
Of
maybe
course,
it's
you
like,
think
yes.
of puberty.
Mom! Oh no!
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you have it's like, utilize what you have, which is puberty.
Yeah.
That's the camera trick that you need. It's nature's camera's trick.
Yes.
You don't need to make it be like, whose ears in the corner of the film?
Yeah.
And then like, the swim trunk's getting tight. You don't need to do that.
Or like, Mom, my body's growing. My swim trunks are also growing?
My
This is
swim
also
trunks,
scary.
yes, exactly. Now I'm like, is the horror movie about the swim trunks? I mean, that's just really... Wow.
Yeah, that could have been incredible.
These are scary.
But
Yeah, exactly.
they didn't do those things here. So, yeah. So I think like around here is when we get the introduction of that other couple too.
Yeah.
So Anna, do you want to say what happens with the couple?
Yeah, let me take it away here. So
Yeah, take it
the
away.
couple is meeting the now slightly older kids who are have gone from being I don't remember how old the girl was in this specific scene, or in the beginning rather, but the kid who would go on to be Alex Wolff is 6, famously from he was only 6 years old this morning. So
Yeah.
he is now at this point 11. Okay, so I don't have kids and I'm not hanging out with kids just in my personal life. So I don't really know the difference. I'm just skipping ahead here, but the couple goes, "How old are you?" And the kid goes, "I'm 11." And they go, "Oh, I get it. You're pulling one of those jokes on me where you're joking."
Oh no, he says 6.
Or I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. He goes, "I'm 6." Exactly. And the guy goes, I see what you're doing. You're kind of
Playing a joke.
playing a joke on me where you're saying you're 6, but you're clearly older. So I already love whatever M Night Shyamalan thinks is a joke. I'm in love. That's amore. I think he's brilliant. This is really funny. But
Yeah.
I'm also looking at that kid and I'm like, he doesn't look necessarily... I'm not looking at that kid and being like, that's a 30-year-old man. I'm like, I don't know, he's kid age. So my red flags aren't going up when that kid says he's 6.
I wouldn't get like basically the way that how annoyed they get is like these kids are weird. Let's get away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would never feel that way. I would be like, huh.
I'd be like,
I don't know what 6 looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, I would be like, that's interesting. I think I imagine someone 6 to be smaller, but I'm not like,
Who knows?
get me off this beach. Like, they're...
What if that kid was just like big boned?
Yeah, maybe that's a big boned kid.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Then that's straight up rude.
Maybe that's a Danish kid. They're tall. I don't know, so that's, I don't know. But the way they handled that dialogue right there is so funny. Where
Like if he had looked like 18 and said I'm 6, then I
Yeah.
can see like we know what an 18 he looks like a grown man.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I'm saying
He's not
he's
like
like- yeah.
he's not like Hollywood 6.
But
where he's
also
like,
when... But the way they even like experience that is
Yeah.
like almost like a real like a kid doing something nasty.
totally.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let's get
They're
away
so
from
rude.
them.
Yeah.
They're so rude, and this is where we get to find out she does psychology, which is really funny, is because the husband goes, "Oh, wait, you are messing with me, right? You are saying you're 6, but I'm looking at you and I'm seeing older than 6.
I know.
I'm seeing at least 11 or 12. I don't know what I'm seeing."
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Well, when children get uncomfortable, sometimes they will do what is kind of known as an
Oh, yeah, I
elaborate
remember
prank." And we're like, who is this? Who wrote this?
Yeah,
Who-
why can't it just be like, huh, that's interesting?
That's just not, it's just so funny that she would be like, in my professional opinion, what is happening here is a kind of defense mechanism, whereas they don't know us and we essentially are strangers to them. And thereby what they are doing is creating a sort of barrier, which they are kind of dressing up with jokes and ha-has, and it's
Yeah.
like so funny. It's so weird. That is
Yeah,
the first
they go so
instance
hard.
where I was like,
This
what?
movie.
This dialogue is fucking crazy,
Yeah, it is. And that's like most of the reviews I read about this movie too are like come on with this dialogue.
Come on
It's
with this
insane.
dialogue, my man.
But
yeah.
then we have that guy who my friend named Mid-Size Sedan, who I was
Uh-huh.
talking to, who's also
Yeah.
named that, but it's not part of the story.
Yeah, it's not part of the story. This is
Um,
private.
But he was saying that it's like, that's actually just what he comes to expect with M. Night movies.
So you go to an M. Night movie
But
for that.
supposedly M. Night didn't even write this.
Well, he didn't. Wait, so I had heard that he didn't write the script, he just directed, but he did? He just adapted the script?
I was under the impression that he adapted the script. Hold
Okay.
on, I'm looking it up. Writers, written for the screen by M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay, amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back in. I
then-
go, that's even better. Yeah.
It's based on a graphic novel. I read an interview with the actor who played Mid-Size Sedan where they were asking him about the name, or like, how did the name come around?
Yes.
And basically what he said was just like, when I met up with M. Night, he said my name was going to be Mid-Size Sedan. He had it in his mind already. There was no room for discussion. It was going to be
Wow.
Mid-Size Sedan.
Wow.
So just like in the beginning there was light.
I honestly,
You know?
as a struggling actor who doesn't book much, I would say that if M. Night Shyamalan, I got this opportunity and someone says, your name has to be mid-sized sedan, I would go, yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course.
I'm doing
100%.
Yeah.
It's my big
Yeah,
girl.
and I think that's probably how he felt too. Like, he seemed pretty honored just to be included. Yeah. Poor little fella, bless his heart.
Bless his heart. I mean, I meet up with M Night tomorrow. He goes, I got a role for you. You're called Big Little Couch in the corner. I go,
Little
yeah,
Couch.
perfect. You got it.
Want to be called mid-sized chair?
Be called
Yeah.
a rocking chair that's made for a smaller person.
So one of the next things that happens is that the doctor slashes his mid-sized face
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
with a knife. And of course, like, they're in a high-stress situation, so, like, any one of them could have snapped and been, like, a weird stabber guy, but they do make the one person who has mental illness be famously scary, as M. Night loves to do.
Yes. And he's doing this because the doctor believes that the dead body we see, there's no way that mid-size sedan isn't the one who killed the woman. So other people on the beach are going, hey, we don't have all the facts. And he's going, hey, we do have the facts. Mid-size sedan is black. So I guess those are the facts. And so
Yeah.
he's just being racist and he stabs the guy in the face. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his cheek heals instantly, and that's when we learn that they have, like, instant healing power, which then instantly comes back to, like, kind of fight them because the mom's tumor starts growing crazily, and they have to try and cut it out, but the hole keeps closing up.
The tumor part
Her
is...
hole.
Her hole keeps closing up. Okay, the tumor extraction, now that is amazing. That you're not going to see every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we were really having a hoot when this was going on.
Yeah, and we like that the solution was just get two people to help and hold it open
Yeah, just really get your fingers in there as deep as possible
and just pull
Yes.
it out.
and just simply pull it out.
Just pulled right out clean. No slicing needed.
No,
no.
no.
Just grab it. It's a loose ball.
It's
in
a
there.
loose
And
ball.
then after she goes, yeah, I feel better.
She's instantly better. I mean, perfect.
If all surgeries could be like this, then
I mean, amazing.
I would just say you could take everything.
Yeah, take it all.
Feel
I don't
free.
even care.
Feel
Yeah.
free.
You're
I mean,
already
at least half of this can go.
Yeah.
You're already in there. Take something to go. Take a little memento. I immediately reminds me of The Fifth Element, where they go Flava Laguna, and he extracts the rock from her. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, the singer.
yes,
The
exactly the one.
Lady.
The opera singer,
Yeah.
the diva.
I love that part.
She
of
goes,
the
"The
movie.
stones are in me."
That's also, I'll say, in a movie that we overlap on.
Oh, that is a huge overlap because that is one of
Yeah.
my favorite movies. And
So it kind of has the action I'm looking for, and it has the something else.
well, it's got the
going on.
Eastern European intrigue because Mila Jovovich. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me of like that, them digging into her body to pull out the tumor. I mean, that was
stones.
just really incredible.
Incredible. And this scene also introduces its own plot hole, which is that when all these people are just straight up jamming their hands into this woman, they're unclean, unwashed hands that have been on the beach all day, probably have sand all over them, and just getting them all right up inside of her literal guts.
Yes.
Yeah.
They pull them out, no problem at all. But later in the film, this is skipping like almost to the end, but like the doctor gets infected in his blood by a cut from a rusty knife.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And yet,
Yeah, so like the logic doesn't follow because she would have probably had a terrible infection and like died of sepsis. Or
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everybody's getting a hand in her. It was,
Yeah.
You're walking by, put a hand in there, everyone.
You know,
So-
a way they could have fixed this easily is maybe they just, because they had all that pasta packed up. You know how
Oh
they
my,
had
I
all
forgot
that.
about the pasta.
They had all that
Oh my
pasta
God.
packed up on the side. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe,
Hundreds of bags of pasta
it's like,
salad.
hundreds of bags of pasta. Maybe there was a small first aid kit. They all put on some gloves, and then maybe we
Yeah.
would have believed that she wouldn't have gotten
Or like
infected.
even like a mom had hand sanitizer in her bag or something.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't even have to be like that crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot about the
Oh
pasta.
gosh, yeah, we're gonna get to that part.
Yeah.
The pasta only plays like a small role. It's on screen for like a fraction of a second.
But you know what? It's really the Philip Seymour Hoffman of no matter how short its experience on screen was, it really stuck with me. And it really made the film its own, I think.
we're pretty much there because the youngest daughter, who was not the sister of the boy, but the other girl, right after this, I think is pregnant.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Now that
And
was an
she's-
awesome part of the movie.
Yeah, she's needing to eat the pasta because she's eating for two.
She's actually eating for two, so good thing they have all that spare pasta.
And do you think the beach guys knew there would be a pregnant woman?
Oh my god. I mean, it's just, there's no way to know.
But they did pack all that pasta.
They did pack all the
so
pasta, so.
Who's to say? And she has a like sped up pregnancy that starts and ends in like 3 seconds, basically. That we don't even get to see the birth or anything.
And I just love how in this part that like Alex Wolff now is like a committed husband, even though he is like 3 years old, and he goes, "We're gonna get married."
Yeah, I
Just
was
like, how are they also like that? Wasn't explained enough. Like, were they gaining the maturity?
Absolutely. That's my question. Because in that explosion, that exact vocal explosion that you're referencing, where he goes, we're going to get married or whatever. I'm like, so he is 6? Like, he's 6. He's 6, but he looks like Alex Wolff?
Yeah,
or
it
what's
doesn't-
going on here? Because I'm not getting that he's like an adult. I'm getting very like, I'm stomping my foot. And I want the last piece of chicken. Like, I'm 6, you know? It's so
they
funny.
don't really explain what happens with their minds, but like they must expand in some way. They do say, like his sister says something like, I'm seeing so many more colors now or something like
Oh my
that.
god. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, the giver. Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't really explain because I feel like they do get smarter in a way, but also they are like playing with sandcastles when they're 50. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he just has like compulsory heterosexuality and he thinks.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
You know?
something men get it, you know, men get it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I think maybe right after the surgery, the mom goes off with her daughter and they introduce like an adultery narrative too that's like never addressed again, basically.
Oh god!
Yes.
Oh, my favorite part.
We love this part.
We love this part.
This part really hit hard when we watched.
This part hit really hard, and I will say that the audience members around us, this was not a packed house, but there were some seats were occupied, I'll say
Yeah.
that. When we laughed really hard at this part, I feel like that's when we got looks. Like, we were like, this is crazy, and people were like, they didn't say this, but I feel like the attitude was like, excuse me, we're trying to enjoy the film.
This sweet moment of the film.
Yes.
You guys are so
Oh, yeah.
what is that word? You guys are so
Immature.
immature and like snotty or
Yeah.
something. You know?
Like, simple. You guys don't get, your palate's not sophisticated enough
Yeah,
for
that's
this
what it-
moment. That's what it felt like. Because the mother goes, if I may,
Yeah.
she goes,
Can I do the father's thing?
yeah, please.
Okay.
She goes, when I was your age, which we're like, so 11 or what's the age? I'm not really understanding which age. I too was in love with a man. His name was Giuseppe.
Oh yeah, that part. I was thinking of the other part.
Oh, what's the other
So
part?
that is the woman married to the plastic surgeon.
Yes.
And she's
Oh,
talking
yes.
about
Excuse
Giuseppe.
me. Yes. Yeah.
The
No,
other
sorry.
part-
I misunderstood.
No, that's
yeah.
an amazing moment.
That's an amazing moment.
And then the
though,
other
too.
amazing moment is with Gail
where she goes,
Garcia Bernard, and he goes, they're just talking about the infidelity.
Yes,
and then
the
he goes,
infidelity.
I saw the text.
Oh, that's yes, yeah.
They were romantic.
Well, I'm thinking about when she tells her daughter.
No, you're right. I misunderstood. I thought about the other mother, but yes,
Yeah.
when she talks about the infidelity,
He goes, I saw your text. They were romantic.
they were romantic. Yes,
That's,
of course.
Of course, what you say when you see
Amazing.
that someone's cheating on you, you go, those were romantic.
Those were romantic in nature. Yes, of course. Right, of course. Yes, so the mom, that's right, excuse me. The mom says, I cheated on your dad.
Yeah.
Then the daughter instantly takes an attitude of like, this is not okay. And then the mom says, will you ever forgive me? And we're kind of uncertain.
I think she says like, I need some space or something.
She needs
like
some
that,
space.
and stomps off.
Exactly.
And that's
but
when we're
the
interrupted
beach
by
is
the pregnancy.
5 feet wide. So, I mean, we'll see. Good luck getting your space.
I also just think I have a theory that anytime there is a movie with a heterosexual couple, there's going to be cheating. There just is cheating 100% of the
Yes,
time.
of course. Yeah.
And like, we didn't even need the cheating in this. Like, they could have
Yeah.
already just been breaking up anyway, or I mean, there's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. They're getting a divorce. She has a tumor and she's cheating. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think it could have easily been like, we're having problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we would have been like, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Like, you're having problems, you know?
Yeah.
We super didn't need the cheating aspect, but per the laws of hetero film, there has to be cheating.
Of course.
And so there they were. I also feel like we've kind of said how they over-explain everything, but they also, I feel like the movie was way behind in explanation to where the viewer maybe was at a lot of the time. Like, the kids are fully teenagers the first time someone says, like, oh, something must be going on with time on this beach.
Yeah.
It's like after the girl gives birth in 2 seconds.
Yes.
It's like we've pretty much figured out that something's going on with time like
Yes.
half an hour ago.
No, exactly. Like, I think we got it. It's just really funny when the kids first get older and the mom's like, they're getting older or whatever. And then that's not treated like, what is this freakish thing? They're just like, oh, I guess they just must be getting older or whatever. Excuse me for the accent, but
Yeah, that's like another thing is that all of this like super insane stuff is happening and I feel like no one's really affected by it all that much.
yeah, I'm sorry. If someone got stabbed in the face and then their wound healed up and me on the spot, you'd be like, I need a couple days. Like, I don't know what just happened here.
Yeah, and you've seen like dead bodies that day, and not to mention, so the guy got stabbed and his wound healed up, but there's a guy stabbing people.
Yeah,
Running around
exactly.
this
And then we're
island.
like cool with just being with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like all this stuff going on, and most of the time it's just like I feel like someone just like idly walking by to somewhere else, and they're like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, a body? Everyone come over! It's a body." Everyone else was just chilling somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a mid-walk revelation.
Yeah. But what we find out is that they are aging 1 year every half hour.
And the funny thing is how they arrive at that, like, they effortlessly calculate what the equation is. They're not
Yeah.
like, oh, we don't know what's happening. They're like, oh, so what must be happening is that every hour is actually, 10 years or whatever.
Okay, mathematicians.
Yes, exactly. They're just like seamlessly just calculated. Perfect.
Also, I feel
Yeah.
like the adults just don't dramatically age until like
No.
in the end, and then they're like, that is an offensive interpretation of older people.
I absolutely
You know what I mean?
agree. Yeah.
My mom is older, and that woman is fly.
That woman is fly. I have to
My
agree.
mom can do it all.
Absolutely. Kyle's mom can. I 100% agree.
She's strong.
She's strong. No, but it's okay because we know why the older people don't age as rapidly, which is why we have a beautiful explanation, which is they go, well, the kids are younger,
So they have a lot more.
so they need more food.
Oh, yeah.
So they're eating more food. So they're getting older more rapidly. But we're just getting older regular, is what I think the explanation
Oh,
roughly
okay.
is. And we're like, what?
There's also like they have an explanation for why like everyone's hair doesn't go gray and that kind of stuff too, which introduces actually a second plot hole.
Uh-huh.
So they say their hair doesn't grow or turn white or the nails don't grow and stuff like that because those things are dead cells. And the island curse only affects living cells.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
That's what they say, but then also Mid-Sized Sedan's girlfriend, who was the first dead body, at some point in the movie we cut back to her dead body and she's all bones. She's like fully decomposed.
Right.
Like beyond. So she's decomposing way faster. Her cells are dead though because she's dead. So
Well, you didn't know her, so you don't know what she's all about. You don't get it. You should have seen her. She was very youthful and very alive. So, no.
you know what could be true because they did not try CPR on her at all
No.
or anything.
No.
But also here in a minute, the nurse man goes and tries to swim away, and he is also found floating.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He must have been gone like 5 minutes.
Right.
And they don't try CPR on him. They don't even try it.
They don't even,
They got
he's
a
dead.
doctor there.
He's dead, moveon.org. I mean, that's it. I'm sorry. Next page of the script. We don't have time. Okay.
They said his eyes are closed. I think that means he's dead.
Look, this guy's dead, okay?
So, like, yeah, I guess technically, like, that girl could have still been alive. Next, what happens is that the doctor murders Mid-Sized Sedan.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Just stabs him a whole bunch.
Right.
We're alerted to this by the seizure lady screaming. And she has a great scream. It, I think, rivals Samara Weaving. Are y'all familiar with Samara Weaving?
Yeah, she's that lady in that movie.
She was in Ready or Not.
Yeah, that was like Knives Out.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I thought it was better than Knives Out, personally.
Wow.
It was, but they came out around the same time, but can't you see how
I'll say Ready or Not did come out first, definitively.
Oh, okay. Damn. You got me.
But she has an incredible scream. One of the top best screams. But I thought this lady was pretty similar.
I'm just like, I wonder what the audition process was like for a role like that, where you're like, because she really does an amazing job having a seizure on camera. And then between that and the scream, I'm like, I bet those two things were in the audition. Mm-hmm. I bet
they were like, they had at least the seizure.
At least the seizure. They go, the floor is yours. And she
like
just,
literally the floor.
The floor is literally yours. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, incredible. But yeah, R.I.P. Midsize Sedan. He passes away from murder.
Yeah, from murder. So,
and people literally can't stop dying on here because then the young daughter, who was formerly pregnant, tries to climb away, and she falls down to her death as well, which we don't get to see on camera.
I'm also like, I'm sorry, she started climbing, and they're like, don't climb, and then ceaselessly they're like, look at her climb. I mean, they go from being in shock to being in awe. Very.
It was kind of impressive.
No, absolutely. I'm just going, it's amazing that they're like, no, you can't. You really can't, and you shouldn't. And as a matter of fact, I insist you don't. She really is getting up there, though. How is she doing that? And so
they were awed by her incredible talent because she has no shoes, no like gear or anything. She's fully like, what was that movie that came out with that guy who did that?
And she just gave birth.
Oh,
Free Solo.
Free Solo, yeah. And she just gave birth. I mean, so she's what is that? Postpartum?
Postpartum, yeah.
I almost said postmortem, but that's not yet.
That happens in a minute.
That's actually not yet. And her mother didn't have a spare larger bathing suit in her tote bag, so she's making do with what she has.
That is also true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like there are a couple times in this movie where I was like, okay, for sure, because this thing didn't happen, this movie is PG-13. It has to be. And that was one of those moments because I feel like if they would have shown her like falling to the ground, that could have been such a moment.
It's just so funny. Yeah, it's like, let us have your Midsommar moment, But then instead we're like, she's just not wearing sandals. She's free solo. But it's okay. My kid's watching and it's fine,
I mean, the rest of the stuff in the movie is still like kind of disturbing for a child. I mean, just make it R.
Yeah. I mean, just please.
I think if I was a kid, I would be highly confused. It would be one of those movies where I don't think if I had my adult brain, I would be like,
what?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I think it's confusing.
I think it's confusing too, and I think actually the willingness with which M. Night is like, I bet you think this stuff's confusing, so I've provided you with an explanation, honestly just makes it more confusing for me sometimes. The way he over-explains things, I'm like, well then that can't be it. Like there has to be something else,
Sure, yeah. But then sometimes you're also like, well, I already knew this, so like now why are you explaining it to me?
Well, exactly.
Like, explain me some of the stuff I don't know.
Yeah, exactly, my man. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like straight chaos from there, I think. The parents, one of them loses hearing and one of them loses sight. So they together make a full set of senses.
I mean, what a tale as old as time, it really shows you that.
It's like those monkeys, right?
It is like those monkeys.
Hear no evil, see no evil.
Absolutely.
Fear no evil.
Yes, it is like those monkeys. They look no amount older, though.
No, they look literally not older at all. I feel like when I was in a production of Sound of Music in high school, we did a better job aging the actors with like Ben Nye makeup than we did here. I'm just like I'm supposed to believe that they're old? Like, what?
Yeah, and there's that one moment where, like, one can't hear, one can't see good, and then, like, they're just smiling at each other, like, and they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just so offensive to older people.
It is offensive.
It's so offensive.
When we were watching it, we were like, that's what he thinks being old is just like sitting and swaying left and right.
With a big smile
on your face. With a big old fucking floppy
Truly.
Smile on your face being
Truly.
like, life, so it goes.
Yeah, life. What was I even saying? I don't know.
It doesn't even matter, man.
Yeah. we have each other. We can't really talk to each other, though.
No, it's so funny. It's just like, okay, also, we haven't mentioned that there's also a hiker on top of the mountain.
Is there a hiker, or I think they just think there's something shiny on top of the mountain?
I thought it was a hiker. I thought it was like a guy.
Oh, maybe could have been. I don't remember now.
I think they say like, oh, I think
I'm
something
being
shiny. I don't know. Either you're being gaslit or I'm being gaslit. Someone's being gaslit for sure. I thought that the first time it was like a flash of light, but I thought at one point there was the outline of a hiker.
I think it's M Night Shyamalan, his character,
Checking
the van
in.
guy, because we later see him, like, he has a whole little setup, and he's been watching them.
Yeah.
So I think that's him standing up there.
I mean, so that's just really funny that where they're like, is there a guy? And is there a guy? Like, it's such a funny... I'm pretty sure there's a guy. So
There's so much that's like kind of like, it feels like they don't have any real urgency to like get off this island or like to try to really like you said, they're just like sitting there smiling at each other like being in love or whatever for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, I feel like I would be trying to like get off the island pretty hard.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be kind of roaring 20s to go. And it's so funny. Yeah, they're being old in this way that is, I'm like, what is M. Night, what do you think old people are? Okay, it is offensive. Yeah, it feels like at a certain point they're just content.
Yeah, they're like, well, this is happening.
Yeah, this is happening.
And right in that moment, the doctor guy crawls up all scary movie style.
Oh my god, yeah.
One of the cooler effects, I think, in the movie.
I agree.
Because you can't see him and he's just like coming out of the dark from the distance.
Absolutely. The fact that M. Night was gracious enough to let us see it from the kind of blind person's perspective, amazing, really.
Totally. And he starts slicing the blind daddy.
He's just slicing the blind daddy up. I mean, let's be honest.
Can't see where the knife is.
He really can't. And then
Bless his heart.
she's turned around with the wrong ear at that point, so she can't hear. So she's doing her own. She's on her own
Famously, your
vacation.
ears only hear what's happening directly next to them.
Well,
So
that's
when you turn your
actually, and
ear
I'm
away-
not a doctor, but that's true. So that's nice. Yeah.
So he's sort of like screaming and being sliced all up, like sliced and diced. And Mom's just chilling, looking at the beach.
She's getting that
just looking at the
S&D
waves.
treatment, the slicing and dicing, and she's just kind of doing her own thing. She's honestly probably just thinking about being a woman on the other side, so that's fine.
Yeah, she's just honestly vibing.
She's honestly vibing. Yeah.
I love that for
She got the tumor taken out, so she's just vibing, okay? So, of course.
But when she finally realizes that her husband's being sliced to pieces, she doesn't really help him, but she does run away. And
She does run
let
away.
him-
Yeah, that's true.
She lets him continue to be sliced for a moment while she goes to tell the kids to hide. I'm not sure why. And grabs a rusty knife. The kids go to hide in a cave. Mm-hmm. Where did this cave come from? Not sure. But
Kind of just your classic cave, no big deal, don't worry about it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just kind of don't worry about it.
But inside the cave is the like rude hottie from earlier who we haven't seen. It's just been mysteriously like kind of gone for a while.
Yes, exactly.
She just starts like absolutely slam dancing and like breaking all of her bones. like
Absolutely.
crazy.
This is, to me, I go, was that in her audition? She is a very versatile actor, actually. I thought I knew this character. I knew them to be calcium deficient, but very hot. And now, straight up American Horror Story. Never seen it, but I'm assuming this is what it's like. Amazing physical movements. I go, is this person Goliath trained? She's an amazing physical performer. Wow.
She's peak physical form. She was incredible, just absolutely breaking her bones to pieces and having them heal instantly.
I mean, instantly.
While the kid just wastes every match that he has lighting matches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many matches do you have? I mean, where did the matches come from?
You were 3 years old. How were they in your pockets?
This morning. I mean, wow.
He shouldn't be allowed to play with matches.
That's what
even.
I'm saying. Vacation or not. Wow.
Yeah, that's also our whole theory about how did they learn how to do all these things.
Yeah. Is that just inherent knowledge that comes with an aging
He did also
boy?
like learn how to fuck somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, that was weird. I hated the implication of it. I said, honestly, I didn't come for this in a movie. This is too much.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm with Kyle on this one. Get this out of
Yeah.
my movie.
And I'm actually with both of you on that
Thank
one
you.
as well.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Thank you.
Okay, so what happens next? That lady, I guess, just breaks her bones to death.
Oh, well, excuse me. Isn't that when she says, Giuseppe?
That
Or
must have
no,
been before the
It was
cave.
before she turned cuckoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to address Giuseppe?
Well,
We
look,
probably should.
I
We
did
wanted
bring
to
it
act
up
out the scene,
earlier.
and I think we probably should.
I brought it up earlier. I just want to say that in my defense, okay, because I laughed really hard and I think choked because it's just, you cannot do this to me. You cannot have everyone in the movie be named like Jordan, and then all of a sudden someone's name is just Giuseppe.
You can't go from Jared to
You
Giuseppe.
cannot go from Jared to Giuseppe, okay? You cannot do you.
Actually, the main dad's name is Guy, so
Okay,
they
but
didn't even try
Guy,
with
but
that
Giuseppe. I mean, that is a lifetime away.
Well,
that is a
also,
2 plane
one.
ride
So that's
away.
what I'm saying, to add to your point.
To
Thank
use
you.
the name Giuseppe, but it's not even someone we meet. It's not even. It's like that name could have been anything.
I mean, it just is like, okay, at least ease me into it. Maybe the guy's name's Gianni, or
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like, can you? You can't just go straight to Giuseppe.
DiGiorno. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. DiGiorno at some point would even be better. I mean, wow.
I mean, it could have competed with Midsize Sedan to have
It
her
really
boyfriend
was because
name
at
be
first.
DiGiorno.
When Midsize Sedan is named, I go, wow, now that is a name to watch. And then there's no way that anything will top this person being named Midsize Sedan. And then you come at me with Giuseppe. I mean, I don't know. I just, I don't know.
It was
I'm
too
at a
much.
loss. It was
too much to handle.
It's too much for me. I would have loved a content warning, is all I'm saying. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one
Thank
too.
you.
So after both of these people pass away, because the doctor gets mad tetanus and dies, the chick breaks all her bones to death, we're down to the main family. The dad gets dementia for like 1 second and then passes away from that. And the mom just like vibes so hard she passes away, like nothing really happens.
She
to her.
really
She
just Coachella's her way out of life,
I felt
I'd
like
say.
they tried to do one of those classic old people things in movies where it's just like one goes and the other one has to they just like walk into the
Yeah,
ocean
because
and-
all they know
died
is
of
each
a broken
other.
heart.
Yeah, died of a
Yeah,
broken
yeah.
heart. Yeah.
Even though she famously like wanted to leave him earlier.
She
that same
literally
day.
could not wait to
Yeah.
leave. But then you forget that by the time that she was deaf and he was blind, all was forgiven. And even though those
True.
text messages she was receiving were romantic, she was happy with where she was.
Yeah. So then we're down to just the quote unquote kids who are now
We're down
like
to the
middle
kids.
aged.
I'm sorry, but not to be crude, not to be Mr. Crude humor, 100% I'm like, these two are gonna fuck. I mean, they're just...
Oh my god, that's literally what I was about to say.
There's there's so much sexual tension here. I was also like, they're
It
gonna
was
die on this
insane.
beach. They have to be like, for old time's sake, like they have to be like one before
She's
we
still
go.
a virgin.
She's still a virgin.
Oh my god.
And
I'm
he's
sorry,
fucked
I don't mean to
before,
be crude
though, but-
humor, Kyle, but I'm just like, there's sexual tension here. It's very
it was off
weird.
the charts.
It's off the charts. I'm sorry. Don't put sexual tension in front of me and then expect me not to comment on it, okay? Yeah, but I'm like, they have to be like just one time before we die, you know? They have to, right?
Yeah, probably. But it's also like you've only been there for like 1 day, and it's like, is that enough to like push you to that?
Is that
edge?
enough to have sex with your
He-
sibling? I
He
don't.
impregnated a woman.
He did. He's
That's
gone through a
true.
whole, I mean, he's
He lost.
a father. He's a father who's suffered a terrible loss.
I know.
I mean,
The baby did die. I don't think I said that out loud. but
oh, the
that
baby
happened.
did die because it was the cells moved too fast.
It was something about the way it was birthed. It came out too fast.
We don't even.
I don't even
We
know.
really don't.
I don't even
know.
think it's
The logic's all. Who knows?
The logic is, I mean, it's half thought out at best. I mean, you're really
Why didn't they just cut the baby out like they did?
just
the tumor?
yeah, exactly. Like, and then it's all good. It'll be healed.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
I
don't.
don't know. Who can say? But so now we're down to these last two siblings who do want to fuck each other. They don't fuck each other,
No.
at least not that we see. But they are in no hurry to get off the island at all because they do chill out and just build a sandcastle.
They build a sandcastle. They go, look, we're basically 50 at this point. You know, who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
let's build a sandcastle.
Like every minute that passes, we like gain
And the way I'm sorry,
whatever it was, a year
way
of our
they-
life or something.
the way they look at each other and they're like, let's do what we do best, and then they go build a sandcastle. Like, I really hated that moment where they're like, let's can we go do what we know how to do? You know, like, I hated that. That made me really uncomfortable.
The non-urgency of everyone throughout this movie to not want to get away from this space that's like literally killing them and driving everyone crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And while they're building the sandcastle, he remembers that he had a little crypto thing, whatever those things are called, from the day before that he never translated because he was friends with the little boy at the hotel.
Well, obviously they have a friendship that'll last a lifetime. They met the day before. So he goes,
Yeah,
oh,
and
my
that's-
old friend. Yeah.
When you're kids, that's all it takes. You meet, and then you're friends for life.
And
Yeah.
I think the little kid had said something about don't go or something.
Like, don't go
or
to the
my
beach?
uncle doesn't like that or something.
Yeah, yeah.
He had warned him, and then there was that moment where that concierge guy, who
Mhm.
we also meet later, who's,
Oh, man.
you know,
Yeah.
working 2 jobs, but the concierge guy's like takes the little kid away, and it sounds like they used like Foley artists, and it sounds like they throw him into a vase.
Oh my god.
It's like
yes.
it's like a weird crash sound, and we don't see
Totally.
it, and you're like, oh, the Foley guy just wanted it to sound like he like threw him into like a bunch of vases.
Yeah, he threw him into
I was like,
8 vases. It was so, the Foley artist was really having fun that
Yeah.
day. I mean, that was really
That's
great.
incredible.
That's really
Really
nice to
crazy.
hear. And I think it was maybe even earlier, but Kyle, you're so good. You are so good.
Yeah.
At some point around here, but I think even earlier, Kyle leans in. Actually, maybe it was when we saw the outline of the hitchhiker or the shininess or whatever.
Yeah.
Kyle goes, "It's gonna be the government. I know this kind of movie.
Someone's
I
doing-
love this kind of movie.
Someone's doing experiments.
It's gonna be the government.
It's like
okay."
every movie like this, it's always like, I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
they can't find another explanation.
I mean, it's so funny. Of course.
Of
yeah.
course, yeah. Like, we see, at least I saw the twist coming from a million miles away. I feel like most people probably at least had like an inkling of what was
It's
going to
not
be
even
going
a
on here.
twist, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't see that was coming, but I have to say it did not feel like a twist. I mean, it just felt
Yeah.
like a thing that happened where I go, oh, okay.
It would have been,
True.
I think, a better ending if, like, maybe they found out they were in, like, a snow globe.
They were on the Truman Show type thing.
Dude, if they found out they were in a snow globe, I mean, I'm calling out of work for 3 weeks because
and an alien is manning it, and
Yeah.
it's an alien.
Oh, would that be like Westworld?
yeah, it
yes.
would be amazing. I mean, or
Yeah.
what is that movie? Oh, God, what is the sci-fi movie that's like they're actually just at the end of a map?
Truman?
But basically, I mean, not Truman Show. That's not what I was thinking of, but that as well, of course. Like where it's like the physical space has a limit.
Yeah.
See,
See,
there's
there's so
several-
many movies
yeah,
that
yeah.
know how to do this, and M. Night just missed the opportunity to just basically steal the ending of any good Goosebumps book.
Yeah, can you imagine if they were like, this whole time we were living on a piece of toilet paper? I'd be like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
That would be so
amazing.
messed up.
You know, but
That
instead,
doesn't explain why our bodies were aging, but
No.
hey, it's crazy.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, yeah, so
That-
much better.
I would really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all great ideas.
Yeah.
So I think we have to rewrite old
Yeah.
and make it into the good movie. So what the crypto ends up saying is my uncle doesn't like the coral, which gives them the idea that they need to swim through this coral.
Which is just like, go to hell. My uncle doesn't like the coral. That's
I
the big
hate
message.
that
I
line.
hate that.
I feel like
just-
saying my uncle is just weird. I think maybe it would have been a better message if it said exit through the coral.
exit through
I
the
know
coral.
it's a 3-year-old boy.
Go to the coral. The answer's in the coral.
Yeah, there's
The
so many
coral
options.
is how you
But
leave.
my uncle doesn't like the coral.
I mean, go to hell.
I just feel like it's an attempt to make it mysterious, but it's just
Why are
so
you making this
stupid.
little boy clever? You already named a guy midsize sedan. You've shown your cards. You don't need to do this to me.
Just say-
As a matter of fact, it's rude that you're doing this to me. Please
Yeah.
leave me alone.
Leave through the coral.
Just yes, the coral. Just literally the coral. That's all it would do. My
Uncle
uncle
doesn't
does
like
like the
the
coral.
coral?
It's like, fuck you.
And the truth is, his uncle does not like the coral.
Yeah, and it's a
Right.
lie.
It's a lie.
It's just you're lying.
It's so stupid.
You're lying and you're being poetic. He's not like a broody teen writing poetry. You know, he's like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. Like,
He's a liar and a poet.
yeah, he's a liar and a poet. You're telling me he's
Too
like
much.
Molgoth and no. I'm sorry. No,
Stupid.
I'm sorry. No, yeah, no.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
For us, that was where we love the movie, but that's where we drove.
And I think anyone who watches thrillers, mysteries, it's just like you saw him working on that and they focused on it. You knew that was going to be. I mean, at least for me, I was like, oh, I know it's going to be like a code or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe like they were going to see a code on the wall.
That's what I thought too. I assumed it would be like a hieroglyphic wall style thing, but but it was in his shorts that he outgrew the whole time. Okay.
That shouldn't fit a man who's 50.
Yeah, why are the
sorry.
shorts, they're growing with you? I mean, it's
I can't even fit into a pair of pants that I bought a year ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just absolutely not.
I don't think M. Night really understands a woman's body.
I don't think M. Night... I think that is the problem, is M. Night does not understand a woman's body.
That's actually the main problem with this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because even the one girl who does change, her body has aged at that point, like, whatever, like 7 to 10 years or something. And her bathing suit literally does look like, my bathing suit from last year on my current body or whatever. Like, it's just like a little too tight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like a 6-year-old's bathing suit on a 15-year-old's body or whatever.
I mean...
I don't think there would be a consumer market for clothing if our bodies weren't changing that that.
Especially at that age.
I can't even believe I put it that way.
I love that you put it that way. That was really beautiful.
You brought it back to capitalism and really tackling
That's Kyle's
the big
whole thing
issues
right now. She's a big... She don't get her started on capitalism. She will go. She will go off.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get her started, so
Absolutely.
We're almost to the end of the movie. They go through the coral, the girl's shirt gets stuck, and we're kind of left on a cliffhanger with them. We assume they die, sort of, kind of.
I mean, this
because
part...
we cut to the guy on the cliff.
Also, it's like, shut up. At this point, you made me sit through this, and then we don't know if they made it through the coral.
But also, like, she could take the shirt off. Like, why they're trying to get the shirt that's wrapped around the coral off of the coral, but, like, just take the shirt off your body.
Just
like,
simply take it off, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, we're at the guy on the cliff who was filming them, obviously. He's saying on the phone, like, oh, they're for sure dead. Like, they're definitely dead, which is kind of how you know, like, they're for sure, like, not going to be dead.
Right.
And then the, like, quote-unquote twist is that we go then to a lab and find out they've been doing crazy medical experiments for medicines to try and cure diseases. So, like, their whole thing, and they do say this out loud, like, all in exposition, is that they bring a hodgepodge of, like, sick people together on this island constantly and just get them to take a medicine as soon as they get there, and then they can, like, rapidly see how it affects them throughout their lives by taking it one time.
Right. I will also say that I don't think we said this, but, like, I found it pretty interesting that pretty early into being on the beach, they're like, so we're all ill. I thought that was really funny too, that they were like, oh, they're so not astute about certain things on the beach, but they're like, oh, I understand each of us has an underlying condition. Like, it's so funny that they discover that so early on, and then we're just...
Everything else is so confusing. But anyway, back to Big Pharma, okay?
Yeah. So when we're at this lab, they have, like, a whole thing, like a whole moment of silence for, like, this group of people that just died.
Oh, right.
And then, like, a big exposition on, like, what they're doing, explaining everything to the viewers, so, like, we all know what's going on.
Here's my thought. It's like, if you are doing this to change people's lives, I am sure, without trying to con people, you could probably get some volunteers to do this.
They're, like, terminally ill anyway.
Like, who would happily be like, I am sacrificing myself for like, I get way more than just trying to trick people into this.
Or at least trick, like, people in prison, or, like, people that aren't like vagrants or stuff. Like, that's obviously, people know that's what you're supposed to do if you're going to trick people into being murdered, is not pick, like, a fancy doctor, you know, like, people that are going to be missed with kids and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great point. Like, there will be people whose absence will be noticed, but also it's like, okay, if we're supposed to believe that it's like, oh, it's a contest for poor people, and then they stay in a nice hotel, and ultimately poor people are expendable, so whatever, test on them. Yeah. But that's not the kind of thing
like
here.
It's like sedan. It's like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna write about that if he's a famous rapper.
If he's a famous rapper, famous enough to where a child recognizes him from TikTok or whatever,
and he just disappears,
and he's gone. Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
No,
he goes on vacation and disappears.
Yeah, okay.
Along with, like, 7 other people who also went on vacation and disappeared the same day.
Yes, right.
Not mysterious at all. And it does seem like they do this basically every day, though, because pretty soon, so the kids do make it out, and they're like stopping the next crew of people who are coming in for this. So like if they're doing this every day too, does this lab like every single day have a moment of silence and an entire exposition on like...
Yes, I think that's so fun. So they're like, oh, fuck, we forgot. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so I was just going to say that for lunch,
Well, they also have to then explain their evil plan every single day too.
Every single day, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two movies. There's Old, and then actually, essentially, we're doing Groundhog Day in the big pharma lab. So that's really nice. Yeah.
I also like that concierge guy who also runs the lab
Oh,
has
yes.
to literally play these two parts throughout his day. Like everyone in that lab also has to like pose as people who work at this hotel.
Totally.
It's
So
just like, how do you get work
he
done?
has to clock into 2 shifts. Like he
Yes.
literally has to do the day-to-day logistics of being a concierge.
Yes.
So someone's like, my pillow's not firm enough or whatever, and he's
Yeah.
like, let me get
Or
you a
let me
new
speak to
pillow.
the
he's like,
manager.
This isn't why I got my doctorate.
Yes, exactly. So he has to literally be like, someone's like, my toilet's clogged, and he's like, I will send someone to get that for you in a minute. But he also has to go like man a lab.
Yeah.
Like, it's
We'll
just-
comp your room. We'll take
definitely-
care of it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for the unpleasant time you've
Yeah,
had
how's
in this
everything? By the
hotel.
way, how's everything
Yeah.
tasting?
My
with the
name
room
is Eric.
service?
I am the manager here.
Let me know if you need anything
Yes.
else. Oh my god, I have to go up to my office. It's
Because
a
we
big
have, to have,
pharma.
we have to have a moment of silence.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bonkers when you try and think about the actual logistics of their lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, it's just like if you had a customer service job, you know that you're pretty zonked at the end of your shift. So
to be doing both of
to
those
also be
jobs.
doing like
Yeah.
top tier of the world, like of the utmost importance kind of experiments.
yeah, curing like
You're like-
cancer.
yeah, exactly.
It's
It's
just like,
just,
yeah.
wow.
how are you also managing
Like you couldn't
a
just
hotel?
have someone who poses as the manager. You have to, you know.
So, like, kind of what we're saying is that we need a sequel mainly focusing on the hotel staff.
the hotel staff, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that could be good. Yeah. And then so when the kids do come back, because they obviously are alive and they are 50 years old now,
Mhm.
the boy, now a man, finds the cop from the day before, because they did do this whole like setup of that he has a thing where he's addicted to asking people what their jobs are. And so he finds the
Yeah.
one cop who was at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie is unfortunately propaganda.
It is propaganda. Sucks.
And he just, what does he do? He like gives them a ledger
Gives them a
that somebody
book.
had written down of like missing people.
I think it was a book of like another person who had like gotten
Mm-hmm.
pretty far. I think it was someone who had died on the island.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like their book and they had like kind of figured it out, I guess.
Yeah.
And they had written everybody's names down that they came with, and they were all missing people.
Right.
So the hotel ends up getting arrested.
Yeah, the hotel.
The entire
The
hotel.
real twist is that they arrest the whole hotel.
Yeah. They put handcuffs on the hotel.
Yeah,
and
the hotel
hotel's
itself.
like, "Eh,
Please, I
I'm
know my
building."
rights. Yeah, I'm a building. I know
Read my rights.
And that's just like speaks to like how amazing cops are, that you could just like give them a book and they'll like have a whole trial and everything within minutes and completely
I
arrest a
think
hotel.
that was the other confusing thing was like, okay, so this actually is a functioning hotel where some people aren't getting drugged and some people are actually just hanging out at the hotel.
Yeah, so
Like-
great question. Like, so the cop was just like, I just want to check into this hotel, no reason.
Like he was like, this is my vacay. And
He's just
then
like, well, the rooms were beautifully decated, so I get it. But so he's like,
some people are there for vacation.
some people are just there for a real vacation,
And then-
which means again, the concierge, to highlight that point, the
Has to
concierge
do-
really has to be like, yes, I'm really here to address your like
Yes.
customer service needs.
But
You know,
I also have a second job.
but I do have to
And
go to my
honestly,
lab. Do you
I
mind?
do feel like I'm being pulled thin.
I'm being, yeah. Does he come home and he goes, I don't know, I get these 2 jobs
Yes,
and
it's just
I
too
don't know.
much.
I don't know.
Or like does he like try and specifically concierge only to the sick people in the day? Like it's like when you're a waiter and you're like assigned certain tables or whatever.
So the cop goes, excuse me, concierge, and the concierge goes, you actually have your own concierge. I'm only
Yeah.
a concierge to a select few.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this actually isn't my section, but like I'll tell your concierge.
Yeah,
to
like
come
your
over.
concierge will be down in
Yeah.
a minute. But
Yeah, yeah.
just like, stay patient. Yeah.
Lighten his load a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. That's pretty much like roll credits, though, I think.
Yeah,
The hotel gets arrested, and happily ever after for the 50-year-old man and woman who arrived on this island.
Oh, wait,
as,
they talk to the cop, they're in the helicopter, they're being taken aback, and he goes, I've already alerted your family.
Your aunt and uncle.
Your aunt and uncle. Yeah. And then Alex Wolff's character goes, oh, it'll be really funny to tell them they have a 50-year-old nephew.
Who was 6 yesterday.
Who was only 6 years old this morning. Yeah. Yes, so.
I don't think I would believe it.
Yeah, if I'm the uncle, I'm going, no.
I'm saying, no way am I taking in this 50-year-old man who's older than me.
Yeah, this guy's older than me.
And what, now you have to feed him?
Absolutely not.
Mom eat enough grown men for my lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank you.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent of someone knocking on my door and being like my unborn nephew, because I have a nephew on the way, and so if someone knocked on my door and said, "I'm actually your unborn nephew,"
but I'm 60,
and I'm 60, and I have nowhere to stay, I'd probably punch that person in the face.
Yeah, you'd punch him in the face. Of course.
I go, get the hell off my property right
stay
now.
Stay off my property, of course.
And then someone would have to explain to them, no, come on, just so there's an island. It makes
there's a whole thing, Of course, in my bathing suit. Yeah, you had to be there.
Oh,
okay. Oh, okay.
You can come in.
Oh, okay.
I have an extra room. It's okay.
Yeah, okay, please.
And now you just take care of this man.
Yeah, of course.
The rest of his life, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
The rest of his life.
It's by the time he's going to be mentally grown, if we're assuming that he's stayed with 6-year-old brain and he's now in a 50-year-old body, by the time he gets to being, when do men become grown? 30?
Yeah. At least.
So that's
34?
25 years. Then he'll be fully cognizant and he'll be 85 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What a sad life for that man.
Yeah.
And woman.
And woman, yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting
stuff. Really interesting stuff. There's really no two ways to describe it. It just is really interesting.
All right, so what do y'all want to rate this out of 5?
I would say a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I will go 5 out of 5. I go, it's amazing.
If anything, it gets you talking.
It gets you talking. I felt like I was high afterward. I felt like honestly, took a hit of, head cleaner. I feel like I did.
You took a sniff of a Sharpie?
Yeah, I big time. I go, I don't even know where my brain ends.
I ate some paint.
Yeah, I feel like I ate a lot of paint. That's actually really good. And anything that gets me that high, I'm telling you, the Giuseppe joke alone, to me, that's worth $25.
There was some really good comedy.
It's amazing. I think it's the blockbuster comedy hit of the summer.
Yeah, I just can't wait for his next one. I hope he comes out with the next one.
And my favorite twist is that, so I kept getting ready for them to say this line, which I've already said 4 times myself in this recording, which is, of course, he was only 6 years old this morning. And I actually don't think they said it in the movie, which is...
Yeah, I don't remember it being in the movie.
It was just a trailer.
They literally just saved it for the trailer, because the whole time that we were getting ready to say the movie, I just kept saying the line. And I was like, I can't wait. It'll be like seeing a friend in a movie when we hear this line. We'll go, there's the line, our friend.
You'll point at the screen. What is it, like Leonardo DiCaprio meme?
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. And then, wow, what a twist and turn, actually. The line was just never in the movie.
And I think that is worthy of a 5-star rating, actually.
Yeah, exactly. He really got me.
That was the twist all along.
That's
he
the
straight
twist.
up pranked your ass in 6 ways.
It's just really, is that the Sixth Sense? That how much of a pranking I got? That's crazy. Yeah.
Truly. All right, so I think that means perfect 5s all around.
A 5 from you as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
It has to be a 5. Because, like we talked about, all the points are there. Everything's explained to you. Nobody's lost.
Yep.
Besides, the 3 or 4 plot holes. We won't talk about those.
Yeah, but get over it. You know what I mean? It's like, M Night's like, look, I gave you everything you wanted. Get over it. And that's really the vibe I'm getting from him.
And mid-sized sedan alone probably adds 3.5 stars, just with that name.
Just the name.
So
he didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah, they don't have to catch up that much because Midsize Sedan and Giuseppe. I mean, come on.
And between Midsize Sedan and Giuseppe, I'm out of my damn gourd. I guess I didn't know anything about movies.
Yeah, and the girl like absolutely slam dancing, like I Love a Rocker too.
Absolutely.
It just had all the hits.
Yeah.
All right, so would we recommend this film?
Would I recommend the film? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
She had to think about it.
I had to think about it, but yes.
Yes.
It is with a heavy heart that I would say yes, I recommend the movie.
You got to see it at least once.
You have to. Will I see it a second time? I don't know.
I am going to.
You really are going to?
I think at least it's a twice movie for me. I'm not going to see it 10 times in theaters, but I will see it one more time probably.
Wow. Just to get
Just to be ahead of it and know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then be like...
This part, she says that the guy's name is Giuseppe. You're going to want to
You're going to want to tune in for this. As I talk loudly in the movie and tell my friend.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we found this. Okay, so Kyle and I went to see Yesterday. And I don't know if you're familiar with Yesterday.
Yeah, the movie about the Beatles never existed.
Yeah, the perfect movie.
Yeah.
We went to see that, and we had a similar experience where we were like, this is fucking crazy. And there were people who were like, excuse me, I'm trying to engage with the film, you know? And this movie watching experience was like that, where no one shushed us or anything. Like, it was actually, we saw it outside, and it was like in the heart of Hollywood, and like there were helicopters left and right and people screaming. But
it probably actually helped with the vibe.
It absolutely helped with the vibe. If anything, it provided a nice cushion for the vibe. But I do feel like people were like a little bit, not like turning around super visibly, but I felt like people were like, excuse me, I'm trying to watch.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's just one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I mean, how do you expect me to not have a great time?
My theater, luckily, laughing out loud.
Okay, good.
Oh, wow.
That's really nice. Yeah.
We were, I guess, in a minority situation.
We were in a minority situation for sure.
Now it's time for ScreenVomit.
In this part of the pod, we just talk about whatever else we've been watching, like movies, other shows, whatever. So what have y'all been watching?
Well, in quarantine, I had this, like, first few months, I was like, I can't watch reality television because it'll just, like, rot my brain. Because I go too wild. I will, I just go too ham. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect time for me to watch every movie that's on my watch list. And I started a letterboxd account, and so I watched like over 300 movies, and like Punishers, like I'm talking, 3-4 hour long things, whatever.
Yeah.
I watched so many movies that I think I burnt myself out on movies for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Wait, drop your letterboxd. What's your letterboxd?
I don't even really do it I'll drop it, but I don't really do it for the glam or anything.
People want to know what you're watching.
It's Big Spaghetti Fan, is my name on Letterboxd, but I'm really not doing much over there. I'm just clocking.
I love Letterboxd.
Yeah, I don't like the social media aspect of it, and I don't like engage with that at all.
Maybe I'll do it.
I'm not there to wow you with my reviews, okay? You can go to hell, and I'm sorry.
It's fun to clock it in, though.
But I really really like it for that reason.
I love the tracking aspect. I also love, I like seeing, even if there's not actual reviews on it or whatever, I like knowing what friends I can talk to about a movie I saw.
Oh,
yes.
They're just on there like they've seen it, you know?
Yes, that's true.
Or
I really like that.
If there's even just a star rating available that
Totally.
I can know, my friends whose tastes I trust or
Yes.
whatever thought this movie was either worth it or not worth it. So
Yes.
then maybe that sways, do I watch or not watch?
And then I've had a couple of moments that are pretty funny where someone recently called me and they were like, I saw you gave this a 5-star rating. How dare you? And then it was very funny.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm not there to socialize. Okay. I'm there to do me. I felt a pressure a couple times. I will say it is really funny. There was one time when I watched something that a peer is in. And I knew I don't even follow that many people. Not that many people follow me. And I feel it's pretty low key, but I did feel pressure to give it a higher rating than I probably in my heart of hearts would have wanted to give. but
people are watching you now.
because people are watching.
I did
so.
just join.
Okay, hell yeah. Welcome to the team.
Do you want to know what my name is?
Obviously.
It's Cool Chica.
Cool Chica. Okay, now that is a name.
I'm 89.
89. Oh my god. Cool Chica 89. I mean, we're getting an exclusive over here.
Cool Chica.
An exclusive premiere of Kyle's. I mean, I'm very pro Letterboxd.
I'm super pro Letterboxd, and I find so much of what I watch via Letterboxd.
Yes,
too.
totally.
Oh, wow.
It's so easy to like look through people's filmographies and stuff on there. It's just so.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Anyway, so that being said, what are you watching?
I was watching Bergman. Sorry. Sorry to come in hot.
It's okay. It's
I was watching Scenes from a Marriage, and that's one that I've had been meaning to get to for a long time. And then Quo Vadis, Aida, that was the one from last year's Oscars nominations that I've been meaning to watch for a while.
You always watch through all the Oscar stuff?
I try to watch all the foreign ones, and I know that sounds. I mean, I'm rolling
It's
my own
okay.
eyes, but I do try to watch all of the foreign ones, and that's really it. Like I said, I kind of burned myself out on I really in quarantine made good use of time and was like, oh, I want to watch, and I would do things thematically or by country. That was really nice. I feel like I got a nice I was really into Iranian films, and so I kind of cornered that and watched a bunch of things. That's probably what I liked the most out of everything I watched in quarantine. But
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a fave Iranian you want to drop?
Makhmalbaf, The Boys, Abbas Kiarostami. I like Jafar Panahi. I like all that stuff because I think it's a nice middle ground between documentary and narrative, and you don't quite know what you're watching.
Sure. I love that.
Yeah, it's a very exciting way to watch movies, and I feel like a lot of those movies aren't made with much, and they're very innovative and very cool, so I find it really inspiring where they're just able to make really amazing things due to having logistical limitations. I think that's really cool. So
Yeah. No, that rocks. For sure.
I think that rocks too.
Kyle, how about you?
So lately, I've been trying to see everything in theaters, but now since kind of COVID's gotten weird a bit again, I don't feel but right when it was feeling okay, I was going to everything in theaters. And it was cool because I feel not that many people were going to theaters, so I got to see a lot of things on opening night, which I feel wouldn't have been possible during pre-pandemic or something. So, I saw Fast 9.
Hell yeah.
I saw Wrath of Man twice.
I didn't get to see that one.
I love Jason Statham, anything he's in.
Love the guy.
And that was a really fun John Wicky kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Hitman's Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard movie, which I didn't realize was a sequel until I got to the theater and everyone was like, this is actually the sequel to something else. And I was like, okay, but I mean, I didn't realize those movies are so ridiculous. It was the moment where he's I'm going to shoot you in the ass, and then he shoots a statue in the ass, and then it hits the guy.
Great.
That kind of
course.
craziness.
That's incredible.
And then, last night I watched this Goldblum movie called The Hideaway with Alicia Silverstone, and it's
Hell yeah.
sci-fi, basically shares visions with this serial killer.
Whoa.
Anyway, it
Cool.
was, and I just wrote a letterbox review actually, and I'll share it with you.
Oh my god.
Just now.
This is an exclusive.
Wow.
I gave it 3 stars.
Awesome.
And I said, 3 stars. This was interesting. Not sure about it, to be honest.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow.
So that's what you can expect from my letterbox.
Amazing. Perfect.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
I mean, I love Letterboxd. I love having fun on there, and I cannot wait to read your Kyle reviews on there because I keep it pretty tight to the vest, and I look forward. I will feel more comfortable now that I know that you're around.
Yeah, I'm going to
having a friend in your midst.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Hell yeah. My turn?
Please.
Yes.
Okay, I just wrote down 3 things for now. Okay, so I watched Creep, the Mark Duplass movie.
Okay.
For the first time. I had never seen. Have you seen?
I have not seen it, no.
I have seen this. Is this the one in the cabin?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
He's he's a creep. Point blank. There's an incredible scene of him in the bathtub that just had me dying laughing. Mark Duplass, strange man, and I'm always like, what's going on inside his mind? I just want to know what's in there.
Yes.
I feel like that movie gets kind of like it's a mixed bag. Like a lot of people like don't like it or think it's corny, but I really enjoyed it, so whatever. I liked Creep. And all right, I have a short that maybe y'all know this person actually, an Esther Song Kim short, The Practice of Loneliness.
Yeah. Esther's great. Esther rocks.
Yeah. So I watched her short, The Practice of Loneliness. Probably my fave shorts that I've seen from her. And I've seen a few. Probably meant to be like a couplet with her other short, Come Vienna Va. But anyway, I really like that short, so gotta throw that out. Love that one. And then thirdly, I've been watching High Maintenance, the show.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Which I had never seen before. But yeah, so I'm watching through it for the first time. I'm like on the 4th season now. And it's such a good show. Why did I not know about this before is what I'm saying.
Honestly, I've never really watched it. And I have heard that it's great. Similarly, like, I don't know why I didn't. I think I just assumed it was because it was like, early on it was a web series. And so I thought, like, I don't know why that's even kind of a derogatory thing in my head. It's not if I really think about it, but something about it, I was like, oh, it's a weed guy web series. I don't know.
But like it's super not, because I'm not into like weed guy stuff at all.
Right.
I don't mess with the stuff personally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when I started watching it, I had truly no idea what to expect. I started watching it for an unhinged reason, which is that y'all are probably familiar with Max Jenkins. So like I'm a fan of his, whatever. I've watched a bunch of his stuff. But every time I've listened to like an interview with him, whoever's interviewing him, usually another gay man, are always like, so when you're in High Maintenance, you're so naked and you're like fucking. It's so crazy, like how much you're fucking. Like, what was it like to be like all naked? And like, it's like I didn't watch it for the nudity, but I was like,
right.
I was like, I gotta know what every single person brings up this show and him on it, and I've not seen it. So I just felt like I was like missing part of his canon or whatever.
Absolutely, right, okay.
But he's like literally on 2 episodes.
So, oh, wow, okay. That's really funny.
Which I didn't know. I had no idea what the premise of the show was. I didn't know anything going into it, except that Max Jenkins was in it and he fucked. And that's
really funny. That's a really funny way to go into it. Well, it's the show about this, of course.
So I had no idea.
I mean,
it is like, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I really like the idea of being like, oh, it's, I mean, just an anthology or like a loosely related, like I really liked Easy. I didn't think I'd like Easy. Did you ever watch that? I
haven't really watched it. I know some people on it.
It was like, again, I don't know. I don't love all the whatever mumblecore. I like Joe Swanberg, whatever, but it just didn't seem that interesting to me. And then I liked it so much that I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like, maybe it's literally the poster that I don't like. I don't even really know what it is I don't like about it preemptively. But I liked it for similar reasons where everything's like tangentially related and, I don't know. I think that's a really cool, I think that would be the kind of thing I'd want to make, to be honest. Like, where it's all just, like there's a connection, but it's not a super obvious one or whatever, like, and things just happenstance intertwine. I like that.
Yeah, so for like any listeners who don't know, like High Maintenance is sort of like you're saying, like an anthology type show where every episode focuses around a character or a group of characters that the thing that they all have in common through every episode is their weed guy. But the way it's done, like, just so well. Even one episode is told through the perspective of a dog, which is pretty crazy. And the characters are always super interesting and they're just like wacky New Yorkers. It's like a super New York City show. Everybody's just so different and cool, and yeah, I don't know. I've really been enjoying the show, and I haven't really been watching a lot of shows. Yeah. Anyway, it's really good. It's on HBO Max, and that's all I've been watching that I'm going to say.
That's a nice spread.
Yeah, good spread for the three of us. We've pretty much covered all corners.
All corners of life.
So, what do y'all have to plug? Where can people find you? Tell them about your pod, etc.
Okay, the only thing I think we have to plug, really the thing we're really looking forward to plugging, is our podcast, which is called Truth Hounds, which is approaching the end of its first season. You know what? They say this is a classic that they say for a reason. It's available wherever you get your pods.
Hell yeah.
We do utilize Instagram for our for investigations. Our Instagram is Truth Hounds, and then our Twitter is at The Truth Hounds. So that's a great way to follow us.
Hell yeah. Is that's the only thing you're gonna plug?
I mean, I really...
I think so.
I got nothing else.
Sorry, I was quiet because I was stepping away to feed my doggy. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that we want to plug, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we should, even though they're old news, probably drop a little plug for the couple things y'all have done together film-wise, right?
We could, yeah.
You gotta check out The Lads and Derek's Not Dead, right? I think that's free on Tubi now.
Is it?
And
yeah.
I believe so. I believe I watched it for free. And Clay Tatum's short, Home, you're both in. Is there anything else?
That's right. Kyle has a really... Are you...
Sorry, he just ate a huge piece.
Oh, he ate a huge piece. We're here to plug the huge piece that Kyle's dog just ate. Kyle has a really great... I mean, I don't want to use a derogatory term, web series, but that she made with Comedy Central called Girl Kyle, where, I make a little cameo as someone goth, so I think that's worthwhile.
Yeah, that's good.
Hell yeah.
Anna's also in a short that I made called Dream Guy, and basically she's the only person I want to act with, and it's always very easy.
And right back at you, Kyle. So, I mean, for me to act with you is a dream come true.
Yeah,
so.
it's a dream.
Incredible. All right, so watch the things that they're in because they're all great. And for my plugs, you can find the show on Instagram and everywhere else at ScreenVomit, one word on all this stuff. You can send us an email at screenvomitpod@gmail.com with your thoughts on this movie or other movies, or suggest a movie. Next week, we'll be watching Kajillionaire, which is on HBO Max.
Cool.
Miranda.
And we got a cool guest. And that's all for me. So thanks, you two, for joining me this week. This was awesome.
This was great. Thank you
you
so
so
much
much.
for having us.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. All right. And then we'll see everyone else next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.